this new music is actually 2 different releases, as both individually kind of on their own, but they're a joint release. There's the romance side, which is Future Love, and then there's the solo album, which I play a majority of the instruments and then feature romance band members on tracks. And that's called Past Heartache, Present Hope. And so on one of the songs we have, with the exception of one song I do truly solo, and then another song we have a choir, which is the romance choir, and they came in and sang. And then so everybody in the group was featured on a song, which is interesting. And that just kind of happened. That wasn't really the intent initially, but it just sort of kind of started feeling like, you know, this would be kind of fun to kind of do this. I go crazy. If we do a 3-hour straight show, we can have people kind of leave the stage and do something cool with just, you know, like a smaller rhythm section and a sax. Or we can I'd do a duet with Myra, and just a bunch of different kinds of things to make the show more interesting. And that's partly where I think everything kind of came from, is reverse engineering it, thinking like, what would the live show be like, and then kind of making the songs work that way.
You never stop and let me down, love. You keep me lifted off the ground, so high, so high, so high.
But the biggest thing is that the drums and the bass are happening, and everything will just cater to that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In terms of writing songs, or starting with songs, you know, it's kind of similar to the other records in terms of the beginning. Like, I start with ideas and lyrics and kind of the core building blocks, but then the band really like finesses it and shapes it. And the first time, so this record's the first time we kind of in-house wrote all the horn arrangements. I say we, it was, you know, Adam and John and Garrison, and I was part of that process and contributed some ideas, but it was really a collective kind of group. And so the horns really wrote the arrangements, and which was totally different. We've never done that, and I think it made an improvement, and it really kind of solidified the direction we're going in. So that was really new and interesting. And I think in general with this album, I think I was maybe just a little less precious with ideas and just kind of let go, and I think it made it better.
I hope and I pray that we will make it through. We got everything to lose. It's so much more than me and you. Stand beside me in the fire if things start to go in flames.
This is our second destination recording, at least for part of the band. Meaning we did a destination recording on the first record at a lake house, but it was just the rhythm section, and then we did everything else different places. So this was our first full band destination recording, like in studio for a record. I guess Sun Studio before was kind of a destination recording, but it was like a one night and kind of leave. This was like set up for 5 days straight, recording from the morning to night. Stayed at Airbnb, which was awesome. So we kind of just all lived together, played music together, stayed up and talked at night and hung out, and it just made the experience feel just that much more special, that I don't think we would have been able to have maybe in our hometown as much, even though we love recording in Oklahoma and we love being here and we're so proud of it. I think just being away forced us to be more in each other's space, and that was just a blast. It sounds more like us live maybe than anything we've done.
Show some love, don't show no hate. Show some love, don't show no hate.
So in March of 2016, we went and recorded at Sun Studio. We did one evening we did our own release of 3 new songs, or did our own tracking of 3 new songs. And then we did another night that is an episode for PBS called Sun Sessions. And during that trip, we went, Ples Hampton, who works at Sun, he wanted us to go see Ardent, and that's where his dad had worked as a mix engineer and producer and a number of other things, engineered. And so we went and toured that studio, and we were all, I just remember just me personally, I just thought this was the coolest place. And we kind of joked then about going, cool, next record, let's do it at Ardent. And lo and behold, that actually ended up happening. But it was a dream of ours, and so what's awesome about, what makes it even better, so that's March 2016. We didn't even think about dates aligning until later, but we were back in Memphis at Ardent in March of 2017. Even the way that it came out, where it's kind of like a drier, pared down, there's not a lot of overdubs. It's like everything you hear on there is like, we can pull all that off live. And I don't think that was the intent. I think it was like, let's just make whatever we want to put on there. But what happened is everybody played their part, and it was like, oh, there's not a whole lot more we need. And we just kind of left it like that. So it's like, as you listen to the songs, it's like there's not stuff on there that we're not going to play live pretty much, for the most part. Kickstarter, it's really sort of acted as our label in terms of the funding piece. You know, instead of going out and getting an advance from a label, we've been able to use Kickstarter historically, and this is the third time we used it for this record. The first time we raised a good amount of money. The second time we raised double that, and then this third time we raised 5 times what we did on the first Kickstarter. So that's what really has afforded us to be able to go to Memphis, get guys like Pleasant Curry, get a production team behind us, stay there, get the right mix engineer, get the right mastering guy, and really put like a product together that's, I don't think we cut any corners, which is incredible to do with a 9-person band. So yeah, the Kickstarter backers, that's kind of everything to us. It's, and I don't say that lightly. To the point where if we weren't able to fund this album with Kickstarter, I really don't know what we would have done. Because we had kind of stopped touring to work on this album. We'd already kind of in that cycle, and then it was a little bit all or nothing. Not even just the Kickstarter alone. It's sort of like, I don't know if we would have known what lies ahead next for the group. It was a really crucial, and hindsight's 2020, but looking back, I'm like, that was a really critical time to get it funded. And so, we're super appreciative of that group, and they're what are propelling us forward where we wouldn't have been able to do it ourselves, to be honest.
Let's take it all the way. I won't hold back if you do the same for me.
Sean Stockman in the house, y'all.
No.
future, and I do not deserve if in the future I am her. He's so good to me. Oh, in the future, and I do not deserve if in the future I am her. She's so good to me.